Give me a percent that there's a USA round in 2023. Can you?
Zero.
Zero? Okay. All right.
Yeah, zero. There won't be one in 2023 in
Okay.
the US.
That was a plan at one point, right?
Not so much in 2023. I mean, It's
Okay.
been discussed. I think you know, for us, we want to go when the fans really want us to go, when the industry really wants us to go, and the timing is right. We're not sort of like want to force ourselves on anyone. Again, there's so many other regions around the world that are hungry to see this. That we don't want to lose focus on that. Although we absolutely want to be part of going to the US because we do have a lot of fans there already, which is great, and supporters, and we we want to be a world championship. So you can't miss out the most important region for Supercross. So absolutely, it's part of the plan, but not for 2023. We'll play it by ear and go there when the timing's right.
Right. Okay.
Is some of the goals trying to just be like, I could see you guys going to South America, for example. Like trying to be like on pretty much every continent for the most part.
Yep.
Yep.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. I think look at places that MotoGP is successful or Formula One successful.
Yeah, Brazil. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, and we've done a lot of research. There's quite a lot of research in Brazil. Brazil has one of the largest followings for Supercross in the world and doesn't obviously have an event yet. So definitely on the radar. But again, these going to international locations. The one thing about the US or the UK or obviously Australia is like we all do business the same way. We speak the same language, and it's relatively easy. But when you're going to go, to some of these other places, you've got to really have your have your stuff together, and it's not an easy feat. So there's a lot of work that's got to go in the background to make something like that work. But that's definitely the plan.
Supercross Global CEO Adam Bailey on the Pulp MX Show, brought to you by the folks at Scotia 2022. By the way, you just got a promotion. I saw the press release. Congrats. It's probably more work. Probably more work.
Yeah, more work, more responsibility. But really excited, really proud of the opportunity. So I'm looking forward to it.
Can you believe your guy JB, third overall in Paris, beating Cooper Webb, Marvin? Dude.
He's such a legend, right? I don't know, but again, you've said it lots of times, but why is he so good in overseas races? I think it's a topic of discussion, but I think that when you race overseas away from the US, it's a whole different environment. Your bike goes over in a box. You don't have all the same resources. You may be sleep deprived, whatever it is. And that's what we think will make the World Supercross Championship interesting, is because it changes that. And I think he seems to thrive in that stuff. Whatever it is, something about that being in a unique environment, he thrives and does well. And I think that's what I hope happens with our championship. It'll uncover people that are able to perform in circumstances that others maybe can't.
Yeah, he qualified fastest on Saturday ahead of Tomac and Roxon. And I'm just like, bro, are you sure you're hanging it up? He's like, it's got to end sometime. Exactly. It's got to end sometime. I said, fill-in rider?
At what point?
Yeah. I go, exactly. Fill-in rider?
At what point is at what point and why? And then that would be hard to retire if you're performing like that. And that's why Chad Reed went on for so long, right? If you keep getting that buzz and getting that feel, then why would you stop?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
No, and you're okay. It's a 44-second lap. So we've seen full Supercrosses 44 seconds. Like, it's not like a cheesy track. It's a tough track. 44 seconds is a legit track, and he's faster than Roxon and Tomac in practice. Like, just
mind blowing. I love it.
It's great. Hey, one thing about your series, and I was a bit bummed for you guys, and I don't think it had anything to do with your series, although a few people I talked to said that maybe everyone wasn't quite ready to ramp up to that level yet, but we saw some injuries. I mean, JG and Chad, their bikes malfunction. That could happen at Anaheim as much as it could happen in Cardiff. Different things happen. We did see some injuries, and I don't think there is a theory. I don't think there's a reason why it happened to your series, other than, like I said, some people told me, hey, maybe guys weren't ready to ramp up that quickly. But yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. If there's a bummer for your series, it's like we saw some injuries.
Yeah, it's a huge bummer because that's not. We want to pride ourselves on safety. I mean, for the riders as best as we can. And it's a dangerous sport, so I don't want to make out like we can put them in, puffer jackets and protect them, because we can't. But I think to your point, I think it was a bit of a very quick ramp up with a lot of hype and a lot of energy that probably people maybe underestimated. You know, it's kind of like, oh, this is going to be a bit of fun. It's not America, so we'll just go and have some fun. It's going to be great. But then the level lifted, and people were really taking it seriously, and people really wanted to win, which is awesome. But when that happens and the racing's close, as you well know, people push themselves, and then accidents happen, unfortunately.
Yeah. Again, nothing to do with your series, but yeah, bummer deal that we saw. JG and Chad being there was awesome, and then they were out right away. It's like, damn.
Oh, it's devastating. And both to have bike malfunctions on the same jump.
Yeah.
And they're on two different brands of bikes, mind you. One a chain, one a fuel pump, and you're like, what the, that was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was devastating. I was devastated, particularly for Chad, because I could see how much work he'd put in. Like, it was amazing to watch, and I was really, pumped for the effort that he was putting in, and the fans were really pumped. So that was a real disappointment to see, especially when it wasn't his fault. That was a bummer.
He was so pumped for your series, he reached out to me and said, "Hey, let's do a podcast. I want to talk about World Supercross." I'm like, "Oh, all right, sure, yeah, let's do it." That's how.
Yeah, good.